Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Kai Sage here, bringing you back another video. This is my initial thoughts and opinions on the Arcanist class. Now, a few disclaimers, or quite a few of them, is that this was my first time playing Arcanist on the PTS, and this is only really from duels that I can gauge this off of, which is going to be very skewed compared to what their potential is going to be in open world, and I will try my best to do based on the gameplay I've had, kind of talk a little bit about where I see them going in open world and how I see that they can be played, all that good stuff. But guys, a lot of this stuff could be wrong. I could be off on this, and I don't want you to take everything of what I'm saying to heart. And I want you guys to really understand that, a lot of things could change. And so I will be maining this class, as I'm sure 95% of the ESO community will be. And I plan to really focus on the Mag Arcanist, just because I have more fun playing Magicka, and Stam kind of all feels the same for the most part to me. So, yeah, with those disclaimers out the way, no, I'll be making a ton of more content when I actually tried this class out in open world and when I learned just a lot more about the class. I just in the short time I've learned a lot more about what skills are good. These were, like I said, my first duels, and I was pretty much trying any and everything. There will be some L's in here. There's going to be some W's in here. And yeah, so now that all those disclaimers are out the way, I want to first off start by saying that Mag Arcanus seems very different, which is really, really good. It doesn't seem like any other class, which, let's be honest, Warden and Necromancer, which are the two most recent classes, they're basically the same thing. It's Blast Bones, Shocks, Dizzy Swing, whatever. Or if you're Mag, Force Pulse, whatever. You don't have a good class spammable, all that nonsense. And so there's going to be two parts to this as well before I get any further. I'm going to go over, like I just was talking about, kind of the PvP aspect of it and where I see it going. And then I'm going to kind of touch base on all the skills, because I know that's kind of important, and just making sure I touch base on everything, at least my initial thoughts, like I said, is going to be important. So feel free to skip to that part if you're only kind of curious about the skills. And this is a PvP perspective. This isn't a PvE or anything like that. And it's going to be on the more focused towards small group and solo play, if you will. Even though solo play is barely existent anymore, but you get my point. So yeah, I think it's a really cool class. I think it kind of gives off some Sork vibes along with some really high group utility like a Warden or a Crow. And so I think it's cool. And I think the most effective playstyle I found specifically for the Mag Arcanist is more of a range playstyle, which would kind of lead you in the Draugr Force Pulse type build-ish. I think you could run the class spammable too. I don't think the class spammable is bad either. But with the portal, which is, by the way, a really cool skill, I think it's important that you have range. I think the melee Mag Arcanist will be a little bit less effective, because, like I said, it seems like this class is focused more on mobility. And so if you pair the portal with Elusive Mist, I mean, your mobility is crazy. Um, and I think that makes the class really cool. Maybe that's just how I like to play it. Maybe there's going to be more meta play styles in the future, but I found that way to be more effective and successful. As you see, I am winning some duels here without the portal. Like I said, I was really just trying things out, trying to see what was good. Um, but yeah, I ended up liking the portal elusive miss more Sorkish, if you will, playstyle a lot more. After kind of looking at the skills too, like I said, I'm going to get into that later, but I really noticed that the max magicka or max health builds are going to be more effective, especially for tankiness, rather than like going into the typical spell damage, if you will. Sustain feels pretty good on Mag Arcanus. I don't think it's like OP, but it doesn't feel bad either. And as you can see with this fight, I'm actually fighting a Sork, and I realized that like the burst heal potential on Arcanus isn't great that I've seen so far, and so I get nuked pretty quickly, as you see here, by the proc Sork, and it looks like he's a more of like a bow Sorkish range Sork type build, and he put a lot of pressure on me, and so I was kind of looking here for some more heals and seeing if there was really anything I could do, and I didn't really find a lot of heals at this moment. Now, as I learned the class a little bit more, looked more into the skills, that's when I started really focusing on some of the more max health-ish and shields. And so I think I may have some answers for this in the future. However, I'm not really sure. I haven't been able to find a duel on the PTS. There's some people to duel for a couple weeks now. These duels are a couple weeks old, and so I haven't really been able to. Plus, with the PvP event, obviously I wasn't on the PTS, and so I haven't been able to really find any fights lately since the events ended. But you get my point. This will kind of give you some idea. As you see, I get rocked pretty quickly there. Yeah, I mean, the class seems super fun, and I think that's what's most important. Like, it doesn't seem, I want to say this with a huge caution, it doesn't seem broken yet. I haven't, and now as you see here, I'm playing with more of the portals and the range, so hopefully this gives you some, some perspective on that. Wanted to touch on that quickly, but it doesn't seem busted yet. Like I said, I haven't tried everything. I haven't put every single build on it. I haven't done every little thing with this class, so I could be proven wrong in very short order, but it seems just like cool, and it seems fine. It seems strong, but not like ridiculous. As you see here, I'm going to fight a DK in these clips somewhere. And you can see I get shit on pretty fast and pretty easily. It seems like DK will outperform Arcanist. If I had to give, a quick guess, it seems like DK will still absolutely be the meta, for next patch. But I don't know, guys. I'm really excited about the class. I really enjoy ESO. I know a lot of people are just moving out of their games and don't want to play Elder Scrolls, and they think Arcanist is pay to win, and they're talking about all this other stuff. But honestly, I enjoy the game still. I'm still having fun on it. And I think Arcanist is going to really make me have even more fun on it. Because the class, like I said in the beginning, is just very different, and it really has a different play style. So, take that with a grain of salt. And, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. I'm going to let you guys, finish watching the rest of the duels. I feel like I've said all I could without, overcommitting and, without trying to talk for too long. So I'll keep the rest of these duels on for you just so you can kind of see some more of the skills and how they work in an actual fight. I know a lot of people have showed like the PvE aspect and, all that, but I think these are pretty enlightening in terms of like what Arcanist looks like compared to the meta. Now, once again, I know I've said this like 8 times now. This is just very entry level stuff. I mean, I was trying the class out for the first time, so I'm sure a lot of people will stack up a lot better than me. And I'm sure I will stack up a lot better against the meta once I play the class more. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I think you all should be too, for those who actually enjoy PvP and, still enjoy the Elder Scrolls Online. I think overall you'll be very happy with the class. I don't have any complaints with it, other than the healing aspect, but like I said, there may just be things that I haven't, tried or seen, especially with more of the elusive mobile playstyle. I think a lot of the shields and a lot of the health-based skills that I haven't really given a huge try yet, I think will be game changers and probably really up the healing of this class. So, yeah. Once again, let me know what you guys think. And the skills part will be coming up in just a couple minutes. So feel free to skip forward to that if you don't want to see the rest of these duels. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. See ya. Alright guys, now that I've kind of done a little bit of talking in regards to where I see it going in PvP and how I see it fitting and how some playstyles might work, we'll go ahead and just touch on the skills a little bit. I'll just do full transparency. I have not tried every single skill in true combat, if you will. Obviously on the PTS, it's not super lively. There's not a lot of open world going on, so really all I have is kind of duels and just a few at that. So I'll go ahead and get started. So Herald of the Tome, this is going to be the damaging ultimate. To be honest, I think both are pretty good. As you see, this one has some increased duration. It automatically follows the initial target and searches for a new target if slain. I think this is probably going to be a little bit better in terms of when you're actually going after someone offensively. And this one will probably be better for baiting people, if you will. I think both could be really good, especially as you see this one, the beam damage increases. However, it'll stay in one area. So I think both of these are good. I decided to go with this one because just being more offensive than I am, I liked it. The Rune Blade's spammable. Honestly, it's not bad. The damage is okay. I would say if you're running a crit build, obviously, this is probably more of the PvE morph, if you will. And then this is going to be more of the PvP morph. So I would definitely go with this one. As you can see, though, they both are mag-based, so Stam doesn't have a spammable on this class for whatever reason. You would think they would have learned their lesson to stop catering so hard to mag, but clearly not. So this is the beam. I'll be honest, this is probably not going to be great for the solo 1vx play. As I stated at the beginning, I'm going to gear this more towards the solo small group play, if you will. If you're a Zergling, you'll have plenty of time to hit this, I guess. And this will probably be quite annoying for groups to deal with. But I don't see this having a ton of use. I would probably say I would do this one or this one. I don't really know, honestly. I personally would not use this skill, so yeah, we'll just go on with that. So this is where a lot of the burst comes in. This is the Blast Bones shocks, kinda, if you will. It's not, because it's not a time-based skill, but this is just where some of your burst comes from. As you see, you'll deal increased damage to people with Abyssal Ink. And so there's two morphs, Stam and Mag. The Stam looks to be more of like an execute base, if you will. And then this one is just a Magicka base, so that way they can have some more damage as well. Obviously, I focused on the Mag Arcanist, so I went this route. If you're going Stam, absolutely go the other one. And so this one, this is, you just can't take this off the bar. As you see, this is a really, really unique skill that has, I think it's the first of its kind, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the only one that is, while slotted on either ability bar, you get your sorcery and brutality. So this absolutely has to stay on the bar. I guess if you're running rally on a Stam build or whatever, I guess, but honestly, both of these are really good. So if you want a little bit more sustain, you're going to go with this one, and if you want more damage, you're going to go with this one. So I went this one just because I wasn't sure about the Arcanist sustain, but I easily think you could get away with this one, depending on, you know, how much you go into recovery, I guess. This one's kind of cool. It just doesn't do enough. As you see, 16k over 20 seconds isn't great. This is like, does a pull as well, so this could be kind of cool. This one deals additional area damage, however, but also lets you hit the Rune Break synergy, which is kind of cool. So this could be used for some good bursts, probably. If I were to pick this or put this on my bar, I would definitely use this one. Soldier of Apocryphi. So this is going to be the tanky. This is going to be the tanky skill line, and so as I said before, Arcanist, specifically Mag, is going to be really, really tanky, I believe, with kind of the more max health builds. Gibbering Shield is kind of cool. It's the defensive ult, and it just basically like puts a massive shield on you. And so this is going to be kind of similar to Barrier, if you will. Grants allies a damage shield. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much barrier. Just a class ult, if you will. Probably a little bit stronger than barrier, but that's what it is. This one's more of like a PvE setup where it kind of does like pulls and taunts and stuff, so I don't know how PvP focused this is. But this one could be pretty good, I guess. I'll actually swap to my back bar so I can see which skills I actually have on here. Yeah, so you see I have a few. This one's pretty cool. This is what's going to make tanky, make the Arcanist tanky. As you know, you don't exactly have an immediate burst heal. So we'll get to that, though, in just a second. But this will help, you know, this will help with the tankiness, I guess. Impervious Rune Ward is the one I decided. So the armor, I really feel like there's only really one to take. This is definitely more of the PvE. The PvE one, and then this one is absolutely the PvP, because creating Crux is essential in the Arcanist playstyle. And so having your armor just create them for you just when you take damage and having more of a duration is really nice. So you definitely want to go this one for PvP. Now this one's really cool. This is kind of the replacement to Vigor, if you will. As you see, you get Minor Resolve, Minor Protection. It will heal you when you get low health. So I really like this skill. Rune Guard of Freedom is definitely the one you want to go with. This one just doesn't even have remotely near the use case. This one just makes you tankier, all that good stuff. I believe this is the Fear. Yes, this is the Fear. This can be kind of cool, especially if you're running more of like a crit build. The Minor Brittle is pretty nice, I think. And the Charm is just kind of weird. I don't really understand the whole Charm thing or why you would use it solo or small group play, but whatever. I would probably use this one if I were running a crit build. This is the Curative, what is it? Curative Rune form, so this is going to be the healing one. The Vitalizing Glyphic is kind of cool. I tried it out a little bit, and I think it could have some good use case. Like I said, guys, you got to take all this with a grain of salt. I only know so much about these skills because I've only really been able to test them in duels, basically, or fighting one person. So some of this stuff, honestly, I could be dead wrong on it. Just going to throw that out there now, as I said in my previous little spiel, if you will. But this is just kind of my initial thoughts. Obviously, I'll have even more thoughts as I make this. I plan to main this class, as probably 95% of the game wants to. So I'll have a lot of insight once it actually comes out in about a week. However, especially for console peeps who aren't going to get this class for a couple of weeks after it even gets released on PC, and if you haven't been on the PTS, you know, this is just to kind of show you from a small group. I know a lot of people, you know, have made, you know, whatever, as I said, but this is just from a small group 1vx perspective, you know, if I could do that. So I don't really know which one I would take. This kind of stands still, so for solo or small group play, I don't know the use case really for this, I'll be honest, and it's very high cost, so I'm not really sure how I would use this, but I guess if I had to pick one, I would pick this one, just because it gives you that damage mitigation. This is going to be the Burst Heal Rune Mend. So I would probably do the heals additional amount, because it already doesn't heal really as much as you want to. So this kind of does a 3-part heal. So as you see, the rune heals for 4k health 3 times, an additional 4k health. So the heals are pretty strong, but it's important to note that you really got to heal yourself preemptively. This is going to be an absolute menace skill, I think, for Arcanist healers. I think when you're playing solo or group play, I wouldn't pick either of these. I don't think I would really use either of these because I don't heal. But if you're a healer, maybe this. So when you're solo or small group, Mag Arcanists or Arcanist healers are going to have to be focused really hard next patch, because their heals are crazy. This beam specifically, yeah, you do have to target people, so I guess it makes it a little bit more skillful. But the heal is crazy. As I talked about previously, these shields are really cool. And I think they could have some really good use case. I haven't found a really good way to use them. But I think specifically for small group, I think these shields could be really, really cool. And yeah, I would probably pick this one. You know, having a class shield for group members is sick. And I think there's going to be some really cool Arcanist playstyles. Arcanist domain. So this is another like disc thing, if you will. Yeah, like you can see that hot is pretty decent. Giving you all these minor buffs is really cool as well. Will help group sustain and group damage. Yeah, this is pretty cool skill. I wouldn't use it in particular because I don't have the bar space for it. But I think this could definitely have some really cool use cases for sure. And lastly, we get to the gate. So the gate is really sick. I mean, I love this skill. I think it's really cool and makes this class like, I would definitely, if you're solo, obviously you would pick this one. Group play, I would obviously pick this one. This is what makes the Arcanist unique, I think. And as you can see on my bar, I know I talked a little bit about in the first segment, but I think Arcanist playing more of the Sork style, where you have crazy mobility with the Elusive Mist and the Portal, is really cool. I think Arcanist is going to have some really dope playstyles. I can't wait to see what other people come up with. Obviously, I've only been testing more of like the range type Mag Arcanist, but I'm very interested to see like what some of the stand builds are, what some of the melee Magicka Arcanist builds look like. I'm really excited for the class, and I think there's endless possibilities for it because it is really unique. Obviously, when you look at Necro and Warden, they're so similar in terms of structure and how the class is set up and how they function. Mag Arcanist and Arcanist in general is pretty different, honestly, and I'm pretty impressed where they went. I know everybody's talked about the visuals and how everything looks. I mean, I think this class will really, really open up Cyrodiil and really just show you some things you've never seen before in terms of PvP, in terms of builds. And I think that it will make a lot of maybe sets that don't have a lot of usefulness right now and put them over the top. So I hope you guys enjoy, especially my console peeps. I know you guys probably have had zero time to look at this class or try this class other than just watching people's videos. So I'm not really sure what all those players do, but from a small group solo, perspective, I hope this gives you guys some of the answers you were looking for, and know that I will have a lot more videos coming in the future on this class, and know that this is just very initial. This has no open world, PvP behind it. This is just solely my thoughts and opinions and what I expect to see and what I think will happen with this class. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know your guys' thoughts and feedback below, and let me know what you guys want to see from me in the future on this class. That's all I got for you guys this time. I'll see you guys next time. Later.